Yeah. Right. You are watching Tim Abel on the Trump Hills Real Estate Show. Now, on this show, every now and then, I share with you information as borders on the real estate business in Nigeria. Now, we started on a very rough slate. I call it a rough slate because by the time I begin to tell you the stories that happened to us, you will be shocked. But just an insight. Last month, I made sure that I dig into the various areas of real estate fraud as far as Abuja, Nigeria is concerned, as even in other states. And I did that basically because I know that a lot of people are scared of getting involved in the real estate business. They're scared of actually investing in the real estate. The reason is so numerous, so numerous. And I'm going to be summarizing them here today because in the last 1 month we have been talking about various areas of real estate fraud. I may not have been able to cover all of them, but for the very many ones I was able to experience, or while in the course of actually sharing my thoughts with people, or being in court to talk to people who are actually in court like me for same reasons, I got to find out more bizarre cases than mine. You know, when I use the word bizarre, I am even talking about a more deeper problematic case than mine. Because I remember my mom would say something. She said, if you think your house is actually far from the market square, turn behind and see houses behind you, and you will be happy that you're actually closer to the market. She used this word many years ago when she was alive for me. In fact, she was actually sitting on an elderly man, and those days she would have to send you from the house to the market to go and buy something. She probably might, I don't know, but maybe it's even Maggie she wanted, and she wants salt or wants something else in addition. My mom didn't send me to go and buy Maggie, salt, and whatever she needed. She sent me to go and buy Maggie. I can't really recall or remember exactly what she asked me to go and buy. So, but this is what happened. She sent me the first time, I went to buy it, came back, and as I was delivering it, I wanted to run and go and play football. And she called me back again and said she just remembered she didn't buy the next thing. And she wanted me to go back. Oh my God. I felt really devastated that day. And she was sitting with one of our family friends. He's late too. And the man saw the frown on my face. He saw this anger that this young man actually doesn't want to go, but you are forcing him to go. So he called my mother's attention and said, it's like this boy doesn't want to go. So my mom was like, what is that nonsense? He can't say that. He has to go. And I was like, boy, you just sent me to go and buy this, and I'm back. And you're sending me back again to, and the market is very far. I trekked there. Forget it. I was actually hurrying to go and play football. That's it. But listen, at the end of the day, I went back to the market and bought it. Great discipline from our parents. I love you, mother. I love you, mama. Mama, you're great. You're one of the best. Just like every other mothers. You guys are great. Now, she used the word right in my presence for this man and said, he's complaining about the market being far. What about those who live in, there's somewhere they call Ojakpa, Ogakpa rather, if you are born in Texas, Texas people, you understand what I'm talking about. If you live in Texas, what would you be complaining about? That the market is also far? My friend, shut up and go get that stuff for me. I did. Actually went, got it, I came back. I lost playing football that evening. Now, this is it. When you think you have a problem as a borders and people cheating on you, as borders and people defrauding you, look, when you go to the court, you hear worst cases and you're like, oh, you're even normal. Those people are not normal. And in this video, I want to share with you a few things I have talked about in the past 1 month, month of July, as a borders on why people really don't want to invest in this country. Why people don't want to invest in real estate as far as Nigeria, Abuja, Lagos, Benue, Makurdi, Taraba, just name the states. Why people don't want to invest. And the reason cuts across all those locations. And in the first release of why people don't invest is simply the fraud being caused by sellers and owners of lands. It's bizarre. These people can get you lose your whole money. Number two, officials. There are bad officials in the government sector that are actually given the responsibility to oversee the affairs of properties in this country, and we have bad eggs amongst them. Number three, another fraud is the fact that you could have your internal people, your people inside, that would cause you more harm, more damages than necessary. These are the reasons people wouldn't want to invest. Even the closest allies, they mess you up in a bid for the chase for naira, in a bid to make instant money. They cause you problems. Another case why people wouldn't invest is because of the fraud by partners. You go into partnership with someone and he says, surrender, use everything, I give my whole life to you, great idea, let's do it together. And the next minute he has come back with a very horrible story to tell you, even after you have gone a lengthy distance as it borders on doing business as a partner with him or her. Another reason is because contractors are also not being straightforward. I have all these things I'm talking about. I have a lot of stories about them. If you have the chance, go read one or two of the things, articles I've written. Contractors can mess you up, and they can make people be scared of doing business with you. They can make people be scared of doing business in this country. Another reason is the engineers you work with. I can tell you categorically clear that all of the things I'm mentioning here, I have experienced them. And that is why I have every reason to say today. I have every reason to talk about it. And I am saying it with all sense of humility and obedience to God. That I know that I am not saying this to hurt anyone. I am only saying it to get you aware of it so that you can avoid it. Because these are avoidable damages, avoidable things that can happen to you. And you know what? The outcome, when it happens, the outcome is devastating. It held me for more than 4 years. 4 years in court. I was in court for 4 years. Imagine if that was my only source of income. I would have been gone. And not just that. The way people, my clients came barging at me, came embarrassing me, came arresting me. Look, no one should ever face this nonsense caused by fraudsters. You need to be alert. And this is scaring a lot of investors out of business with us. It's scaring a lot of investors from actually putting their monies in the real estate business. And we even know that it is one of the most promising investment opportunities anybody could ever think of. Especially in a growing economy like ours, in a growing environment like ours. It is one of the best areas. Our population skyrockets every year. And I tell you this, more people will be looking for an apartment. More people will be looking for a property to own. But then they're scared. Now, even the foreigners amongst us, those who are actually abroad, the ones in diaspora, Nigerians in diaspora, they're scared of even sending money or putting money in this business because of this challenge And I agree with them totally. I agree with them totally for the fears they have. Because even we that are here get bashed, get messed up over and over. So why wouldn't they be scared? Now, not just that. Another style of fraud that comes is that coming from the artisans, the ones you even pick as on the road. You take them to your site and say, okay, walk. I remember one of them, they came, is a body. They came and we held meetings, even took photographs, and they were like, oh, they want to walk with me and all of that. And I said, okay, great. I brought them. And behold, the heads in that unit didn't really have people. He went and just picked them here and there and brought them. And at the end of the day, after my engineers paid them for the day's labor, these heads sucked the money in their pocket and avoided the workers. So they started causing mayhem at the site, only for me to realize, or they reported it to me, and I had to follow it up, and we resolved it. These artisans can mess you as well. Not just that, there are frauds from the experts, the professionals, name them. They can mess you. The fraud there is horrible. Another fraud is interference of agents. I told you how my agent actually got me into trouble that cost me hundreds of, or rather, hundreds of millions, yeah. That cost me problems of hundreds of millions. And for heaven's sake, this was somebody I could say I fell in love with his story and said, okay, let me help you. Behold, I walked into the court one day and he was the witness against me. That's how terrible you could get. How do people recruit agents in a bid to have a business transaction that will go smoothly and everybody goes money, but then at the end of the day, you turn out to be the one looking for them to pay you your money? It's horrible. People are scared of investing in the real estate because of these reasons. Be careful of agents. Another one is fraud by suppliers. You can imagine that. As I speak with you, I have a case with a supplier right now, and it was actually more like a connivance. I really don't want to talk about it much, but this is a kind of fraud you could make. It just could be anybody. It could come from anybody. It could come from your own staff. It could come from just anywhere. The government bodies. It could come from anywhere. Just anywhere. So this is scaring a lot of people. For our time's sake, I'll be wrapping up on this. Listen, there is enough fraud in this system, but your job is actually to do your due diligence and find the right place to invest. Because the truth is, even when we say take risk and take huge risk, I don't see why you should take a foolish, huge risk. Do your due diligence when you want to invest in properties, and make sure that where you put your money, you can go back to sleep with your two eyes closed. And so, on this show, in the coming days, just stay with me as I continue to reveal various things as it borders on businesses. Now, my name is Tim Abel, and I am the author of the book, How to Start a Business Without Money. I run about 4 businesses. I am in real estate, I'm in health, I'm in telecommunications, I'm in service providence. That's consulting as it borders in helping people create sales for their products, a social media and marketing agency. That's what we call the RocketSalesWithYou.com. That's one of my companies. And there we help people sell the product, promote them, and all of that. Now, thank you for listening to me. The simple message I have for you here is, in real estate is great to invest in, but when you want to go in, invest with due diligence done. I hope you enjoy this. Have a beautiful night rest. Bye for now. This guy is a badass.